Well, good afternoon. StreamYard says I'm live. So let's see. I had a piece of oak prepared, but in the end it turned out it was too far gone. So just before pressing the go live, I had to put on a completely different piece, and I can only hope that it is better. It's good for a bowl of approximately 10 inches in diameter. Hey, hello, Mitch. Hey, Tommy. And if all goes well, I have something of a surprise because Radar the woodturner has promised that he will jump in as soon as he can to be my earworm. So I don't know when that is, but we'll see. I would say let's start. Clint, hello, Barry. Whoa, my God. Hi, Mitch. I have seen that you are home for a break, I suppose. Going back to Saudi Arabia anytime soon? Oh, it's also an interesting piece of wood, guys. But I have good hope that underneath will be some nice bolting, just like the previous one. And I have a lot to take off. It doesn't look like much yet. Yeah, it's it's pretty punky, Tommy. It's really punky, but I already have turned some more of this wood. It turns out that under the surface it is still good enough. We'll see. Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot more to take off. And the spalting is already visible. We'll see. Hit the off button by mistake there. The shavings are quite okay, but I'm not yet completely round, so I'll rough out a bit more. Okay, that's already looking a little bit better, and at least I can now establish a stable position again for my tail center. Okay. Okay. Slowly getting there. Still not completely round. Small flat spot here, and then I have to cut the base in a bit further. But at least I haven't yet overshot the mark, and yeah, it is funky. Maybe time to sharpen my gouge. I'm using my belt sander for that. And it takes some practice, but meanwhile I've got it in my fingers such that I can quickly sharpen a tool without taking off too much material. So that's good. Let's see if this cuts better. It does, but I still want to have my face mask on because the chips are flying directly in my face. Okay. Ah, there's radar. Radar, hi.
Hey, Leo.
Hey, mate. Thanks for joining. Ah, and he's gone again. Ah, there he is. Whoa. Thanks for joining, mate.
Hey, Leo.
Already quite a few people in the chat. So I hope that we can continue with the turning and that you can, yeah, watch the comments a bit and all that good stuff. So you can talk to me while I have my headset on while I'm turning.
Okay.
And thank you very much for joining again, guys. A big applause for Radar. So shall we continue? It's an oak bowl, as you have seen, and the wood is a bit punky.
Okay, we have
yeah, what were you saying?
Mitts, Tommy's Workshop, Clint at Wood Dancers, Barry Woodturning with Barry.
Yeah, pretty much the usual suspects for a Sunday afternoon, I'd say.
Yeah, David McClarnon, Woodturning and crafts. Uh, Dances with aardvarks.
Ah, artwork. I hadn't seen that one yet. That's why we have earworms, you know, because
Yeah.
when you're busy with the turning. You can't watch the chat all the time. Okay, let's see what we have now.
Uh,
Yeah, the cuts have improved, but not yet to the extent that I say, okay, especially like here. Not sure if the camera shows that. Can bring you even closer, maybe. This still looks pretty bad. But yeah, that's what you get with spalted oak. And here is still a piece which I didn't catch yet. This is the original outside of the blank, so I have to take another pass at least to be rid of that.
there's something wrong. I can't chat.
I hear you. You don't have to chat. You can do everything by voice, Anthony.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. This is still kind of new to me, so
No, I can hear you loud and clear.
that's good.
Oh, I'll have to switch back to the chat, I guess. Yeah. Pretty spalted, yes, indeed. This is from a dead tree which has been standing upright for like 3 years, maybe. And then that is what you get.
You'll have to excuse me, Leo. I'm still trying to figure this thing out.
Oh, well, I think the idea is that if I have no experience with StreamYard myself, so if you cannot see the image here in your session, then I think you should just watch the live stream. But maybe there are StreamYard experts on board to help us newbies out. I just set up a scheduled broadcast and invited Radar. And yeah, audio-wise, that works out. But he says he has issues seeing the chat. But like I say, maybe if you just watch the live stream, Anthony. Are you doing it on your phone? That could be a challenge. I think I'm going to go with a tenon on this one. And I have a bit more that I can take off. So. That looks kind of nice.
Dance's aardvark said it's pretty. Wow, it's pretty spotted. And Clint, let's see. Woodturning with Barry said, haven't got into StreamYard yet.
No, for me it's the first time as well. I must say it works pretty straightforward. I had prior to this I did one private session, but that was without earworm, and yeah, that's how I got to where I am now. But it works. It's a bit different from OBS. It's not so tough on your computer, which is pretty good because I have a fairly lousy old laptop here, which I use for these live streams. So not much processing power in there. And then it's good if you can offload that processing to some cloud server, which is the idea behind StreamYard. On the other hand, with OBS, which I normally used, you have a lot more functionality, but inviting guests is challenging. And I have found that with this computer, it just lacks the power to do it, because you have to run a few things next to each other, and then the audio becomes very laggy and all that stuff. So OBS is not the solution that I can use if I want to have an earworm, which is nice, of course. So that's why I ended up with StreamYard. The StreamYard, you can. I'm using the free version, and one of the features it is lacking, also in the commercial version, by the way, seems to be that in OBS I could focus or zoom in my picture. So I'm streaming at 720, and I could zoom in 140%, which means that the cameras can be a bit further away from the work than they are now. I have to have the camera, well, about the length of the stem of my of the handle of the gouge. That's how far the camera is away from the work.
Yeah,
more or less. So that's pretty close, and that can sometimes be
a problem.
yeah, it can hinder you.
Yeah.
You have less space to work. So
The
yeah.
baby has entered.
Mark. Mark McClooney from Northern Ireland. So I'll switch to my 10mm gouge to see if I can improve a little bit on that horrible surface where it starts tearing out. And otherwise, I may have some other trick up my sleeve. I've been watching Richard Raffan a lot recently, so he always is helpful in this kind of situation. But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't use a punky piece of wood like this one in the first place. So this is a 10 millimeter ball gouge. What I was just using was a 13 or 15. And I have found that this one gives me a quite a good cut.
Barry's leaving.
Ah, too bad, Barry. But cheers. Thanks for joining. Yeah, has improved a bit.
See you later,
And
Barry. Take care.
the spalting in this oak is really great. Okay. It's a lot better already. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. And normally I would probably now start using sandpaper on the outside, but since that is a bit of boring to watch, I'd say I take my my large chuck. Yeah, the tannin is quite nicely to size, and I turn it around and do some hollowing. I think the wood will benefit from a bit of drying, because it still feels a little wet when on the surfaces which you have just cut. So I can almost predict that it is going to warp a little still, even though punky wood warps less than fully dry wood when it is green, I mean. Oh. Maybe it's better if I take off the faceplate ring first. So we at the moment here in the Netherlands, we are enjoying a extraordinarily beautiful weekend. It's November and it's like April. The sun is shining the whole day. Wonderful.
It was cold here this morning.
Yeah, the nights are getting colder, but I think that's everything to do with the time of year. But now it is sunny, blue sky, all good. Oh. Now you can see that this is somewhat punky wood because each time when I twist it 180 degrees, I can keep on tightening it. Okay, that should do it. When I put the tailstock against the bottom, so what was the outside of the blank, of the tree, if you like, then it sank in like half a centimeter or thereabout. It's not the case on this side, so that means there is still some hope for this piece of wood. A bit closer to the rest.
Clint, Clint at Wood Dancer said it's been cold there too. Been low 80s all week, and today it's high 58.
And where's Clint? Where are you from, Clint? Is that Australia or?
Clint at Wood
I
Dancers,
don't remember.
I'm not sure where he's at.
Think I can use the big couch for a bit here.
Oh, Houston, Texas.
Sorry? Ah, Houston. Ah, Texas.
Spirit Wind, Wood and Stone, Wood,
That's
Stone,
not
and
too
Bones
far
again.
away from you, Anthony. Ah, that's Heather. Good morning, Heather.
And Clint says he's on the Gulf Coast.
Hollowing is really easy. Just thinking, if I want to do some decoration, then I should do it now before the walls get too thin, because then it will start to vibrate and everything. So maybe I should do that. Also, I still have the tailstock in place, which is good. So let's see, where do I have that thing? Here. I just want to adjust it a tiny bit, like so. With the cutter under approximately 45 degrees. Put this thing a bit back further. Okay. And let's see how that goes. Speed down, because you cannot use this with a high speed. And this is the spiraling cutter which I have on there now. All right. I can briefly switch to the other camera so that you can see the effect. I hope.
It looks like it's already starting to move on you a little bit, Leo.
Yeah. I saw that too. You saw the tool going back and forth, right?
Yep.
That goes really quickly sometimes. Yeah. Well, at least the camera doesn't really pick it up all that well. Maybe this helps. Wait a sec. Yeah, now you can see it. You see?
Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. She said she's tired today. Found out yesterday that her husband has a 7 millimeter kidney stone.
Oh,
Those are very, very painful.
yes, absolutely. Oh, that's crap, Heather. So I suggest you be nice to him, but I guess you always are. After all, he's helping you out with cutting your blanks and stuff, right? Okay, I'll switch to the other camera because that gives the best view. I'll have to deal with that spiraling on the outside afterwards. What's next? Oh yes, I remember. Something that I haven't really done all that much in the past, but that's really something that I should improve on. And that's cutting a depth hole here in the center that show you how far you can go with hollowing. So I have 70 millimeters from the rim to where the to the tenon. So I'd say 60 millimeters, 6 centimeters should be to where I can hollow it out. And that is okay. About here. So shortly before where the spiraling ends on the cutter, on the drill, I mean. It was pre-drilled already. I think that's it. Okay. I've seen other turners use that method, and I think it is superior to what I did, which was essentially eyeballing the depth. And a depth hole that really tells you when to stop. But in my case, the problem most of the time is that I left too much wood in the bottom. So now that that whole blob in the center can go. And then I can rotate the piece. Gone already. So I will then also adjust the camera, and then you can tell me, Anthony, if you see, if you have a good view of the workpiece. Something like this, maybe. How's that?
Good.
That closer, maybe. Let's try it like this. And since I'm using a headset, the audio issues are gone. I think you can still hear the lathe and the cutting sound, but
No, I can't lathe.
not really so overwhelming as it used to be.
No.
That's good.
Perfect. I can't hear the lathe at all.
No, I can imagine. But can you hear when I'm cutting?
No. All I can
Also
hear
no.
is you.
Okay. Well, these headsets have very good noise suppression. So you see, normally I would be inclined to already stop here, but I have a lot more wood to take out. Maybe time to switch gouge. This is a Robert Sorby gouge, ball gouge also, but with a different grind, which is much better for the bottom work. Now I can see the bottom of the hole. Okay. That was my depth hole, which means that I now have officially 10 millimeter left on the bottom. Time for another experiment. Home ground scraper. But maybe I'll switch over to force gear. So that I can slightly up the speed. Alrighty. Also have to raise the tool rest somewhat. To make sure I'm cutting on center. Should be good. I'm most of all interested in how the cuts look, whether they are better than my bowl gouges or worse. The jury is still out. I think I will sharpen this one and then try again. 1 sec. Because what this is actually an old carpenter's chisel. And if this works well, I will also make a new handle for it, which is really necessary for a good tool. But then it must be proven that it does its job. And in punky wood, it's always a challenge to get a good cut. I'm not yet overly impressed, and that's well, I have read or heard somewhere that scrapers always give you tear out. But yeah, then I see Richard Raffen use a scraper to do the last bit of hollowing a box, and it works perfect. But then a lot of the times that is end grain. So
Yeah, I think it's the angle grind you have on it. You have to go on grind on it. Of course, it's going to have tear out.
there's another pass with the ball gouge to see how that looks. Well,
Yes, Heather, I have one made with a lawnmower blade.
not necessarily better. So I'll try the scraper again. It's not feeling all that bad.
I made my scraper with a my riding mower blade, and it works pretty good. And I think Zeb, the zombie woodturner, he done one with a lawnmower blade.
Yeah, I think I should also try this on a decent piece of wood. Maybe the results are different. I have already worked a little bit with them. It's well, the story behind that is that my parents recently moved out of their house, and I inherited, if you like, all his woodworking tools. Not that it was really special, but for the chisels, I had a purpose, and that was this, because I have a set of chisels of my own, which is at least as good as these. But chisels, the carpenter's chisels are made of decent steel, especially the older ones. So they are ideally suited for this kind of application. And fortunately, he had more than one. So what I did is I ground one on the left hand and one on the right hand side,
There you
so
go.
that I can use them in every situation.
Gary's in from the Papa 1947.
Hey, Gary.
He said he just stopped in for a bit, but we'll have to go soon.
All right. Let's see how that looks. It feels like I can still take a bit more from the bottom. The walls are, I think, about a quarter inch, 6 millimeters. Let me see if that's correct. Oh, it's a bit more even. But when I then touch the bottom, I can feel that the distance becomes greater. So one more pass with the ball gouge.
Hello, Gary.
Yeah, better. Hello, Gary. Thanks for joining. I think this is the first or one of the first lives ever for you to join, and this is an experiment where I have invited Radar the woodturner to be my earworm and tell me who's commenting. Works fine. So like this, doesn't it? Because if I'm turning, I have no visibility of the chat, and you can immediately see that, for example, Gary popped in. Time for the dust mask, guys. And what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to give it a light sanding now, and then put some sealer on it. I have to take off
Yeah,
my
he's getting hour
headset.
in.
I have to take off my headset to put on the dust mask. One sec. Like so. Yeah. I always have a piece of board underneath, and that is because the sand from the sandpaper will otherwise end up largely on the ways of the lathe, which is not so good. So speed down, reverse. Let's put that tool rest out of the way a bit more. So the idea is, because this is really punky wood, that after this sanding I will put some probably well, what's the word, sanding sealer to harden the fibers a bit to make it easier to do the follow-up sanding. And if you want to know what I have learned above all from Richard Raffan, is that my reluctance to sand over 240 grit is really a good thing. I'm in good company because I haven't seen him use anything above 320 either. Not sure if any of you has any comments on that. Everything stays silent, so maybe not.
You won't be my favorite, baby. Clinton Wood Dancer says he don't use anything above 320 sandpaper. He uses sanding fillers and homemade abrasive paste.
Yeah, that's also a good thing. I also have Yorkshire grit, and they also recommend sanding until 240. The only time I use higher grits is for like jewelry, the ear drops, for example. Those
Yeah.
I sand with up to 800. And then with oil or something like that. And that's simply because I think that sanding is not the nicest thing about wood turning. So you have to minimize the amount of time you spend with that. Let's wipe off the dust a bit.
Gary says really depends on the finish being used. He will do 400 on most everything. I suppose if you use abrasive paste before a finish, maybe.
Yeah, abrasive paste can do a lot. And I don't like using abrasive paste on everything.
And Barry says it's a lovely grain in that piece.
And this one, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Spalting.
yeah.
Yeah. I knew what I was getting, or I almost counted on it when I asked if I could have this tree for turning blanks. Otherwise, it would have been firewood. But the piece I took out first, before this one, that's even firewood is almost not worth it anymore. It was really, yeah, it was too far gone. Eaten by the fungus. Maybe I can switch to overhead view when I do the outside. You can see it better. There we go. Now that I have sanded it, you can see the decoration I made.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put this on with a cloth, but when the wood is so punky like here, then I rather use a brush, because you can almost not put on too much. You want to have it soaked in a bit in order to have a stable base for the additional sanding. Okay, well, I think this is pretty much it, guys, for now at least. So we'll leave this to dry and call it a day. Thank you all for watching my live show, my live stream. I mean, and thanks Rayler for being my earworm. It was fun.
You're very welcome, Leo.
I think it. Oh, wait a sec. I can do it like this, and then I can also switch cameras once again, because this one last time it worked. You see. For some reason, I do not get this. This is the built-in camera in my laptop, and it doesn't work with OBS, but it does work without any issues in StreamYard. So yeah, that was it for now. Thank you all for watching.
Hey, Leo.
I hope.
I received
You have it. When did it arrive?
yesterday.
Oh, cool. Well, then I'll be looking out for your upcoming video. Where you?
I believe I'm gonna check the moisture in that poplar, natural edge poplar I done.
Okay.
Rough turns. I might do it next weekend.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks, Anthony. Thank you, everybody else, and see you next time.
Take care, Leo.